are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
This is the way, and welcome to the Geekcentric podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for The Mandalorian Season 3. If you're joining us for the first time, we are Geekcentric, a podcast focusing on the world of movies, TV shows, games, toys, and collectibles, and all things geek-centric. Joining me for today's interviews, we have the Star Wars daddy himself, Justin, the Dinjarin Lovin' Lawrence.
I am a Dinjarin Lovin' Lawrence, whatever you said there.
This is the way, dude.
This is the way. We are back.
We've made it.
Mando
We're back.
is back. I am so stoked
good.
to talk about all things The Mandalorian. This was a great time.
Justin, before we introduce who you got a chance to chat with, I wanted to take a moment to let our listeners know that we actually currently have two watch clubs going on right now. We have a watch club for HBO's The Last of Us, with I think we're almost there. I think we've got two more episodes.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
penultimates this week, and then next week is the finale. So we're almost done that watch club.
Yeah, and you can catch that at 10 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday night after the episodes air. We had a great chat about the last two episodes there, so definitely check those out. And if you obviously you dig Star Wars, you clicked on this video, we also have a watch club for Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2, which we put up every single Wednesday when the episodes go out. And that season is also kind of almost there. We're getting there with it.
It's almost done.
But also, this is the way. We have one more watch club that we're going to be starting up, which will be out on Friday if you're listening to this on the day that we put this video out or this podcast out. So definitely check out that first watch club for episode 1 of The Mandalorian. What a great episode. And yeah, we'll have that coming soon to a galaxy near you. Not so far away, I guess. Justin, listen, enough of this. The people click on the thing. They're like, these guys are just talking too much. Yeah, Grogu's there, but come on. We want to know, who are you actually talking to on this special Behind the Geeks episode?
So I had the chance to sit down with Rick Famuyiwa, executive producer and director for this upcoming Mandalorian Season 3. He actually directed Episode 1,
Yep.
Episode 7, and Episode 8. So he's got his hands involved in this story, needless to say. But that wasn't it. I got to sit down with Bo-Katan herself, KATEE Sackhoff. This was an absolute blast. And yeah, a huge thanks to our friends at Disney Studios Canada and by extension Lucasfilm for helping to set this all up. It really means a lot to us, again, to be included and to have these great conversations as quick as they are. It's we'll take the time that we get with them, but yeah, this was one for the books.
Yeah, I was gonna say muy thanks to our friends at Disney Studios Canada. But yeah, dude, of course, getting the chance to talk to these incredibly talented actors and creators and directors and producers is always a joy that we'll never take for granted. And, getting to connect with them as people as well. Justin, there's a lovely moment where you definitely had a chance to connect with KATEE in the same way that you had the chance to connect with Hayden Christensen, around being, a Star Wars parent, if you will. So listen, we could, but you know what, Justin, we'll talk about that after. Before Moff Gideon tries to steal me away, leaving you to rescue me, right? Let's get to these interviews with the director, Rick Famuyiwa, and KATEE Sackhoff.
Hey, Rick.
Hey,
welcome
Justin.
to the Geekcentric podcast.
Hey.
My name is Justin.
Thanks for having me.
How are you, man?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, man. I am excited for this opportunity to chat with you about Mando season 3. But first, I want to start off by just saying how much of a huge fan I am of your film Dope.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
easily one of my favorite coming of age stories, and it's just so honest and the sincerity. So I just wanted to take a second to say thank you for that.
Oh,
Um,
thank you, man.
Now, I wanted to get into sort of talking about the filmmaking process in and around making these
Yeah.
massive episodes, and there's such a sense of collaboration that exists because every season there's such a fantastic team of filmmakers behind each episodes.
Yeah.
Now, I just wanted to know, how do you guys all come together to keep a singular vision while still finding ways to imprint your own filmmaking style into the episodes that you direct?
Yeah. I mean, I think, it starts with Jon Favreau, and I think the fact that he's not only a writer but a director, producer, but also actor. He has a perspective on storytelling and collaboration, and the understanding from different points of view and wearing different hats of what that means, that he's able and has been able to create an incredibly collaborative environment where I think every individual piece and part of it feels like they can bring their creativity, their personality, while we all sort of understand that we're telling a central story. And I think how he's able to sort of, contextualize all that. And I think how Dave and I are able to complement that and sort of telling the entire story and where it all fits in is a part of it. But I think it really is that spirit of collaboration, because there are so many incredibly talented people who work on this show from beginning to end that are rock stars in their own right and bring that every moment. And so it's exciting to see, and I think that's the biggest part, is that everyone feels empowered to be their absolute best.
Yeah, and bring their voice and bring
Yeah.
their vision
Yeah.
to it, while also having such I describe it as almost like an open community where people
Yeah.
can share their thoughts and really collaborate and bounce ideas off of each
Yeah.
other. And I think the gallery from season 1
Mhm.
that took a look in behind the scenes was such a great insight into
Yeah.
that. Listen, my last question for you is in regards to a cameo appearance. We actually had a chance to talk with Deborah Chow earlier last year about her cameo as Sash Ketter, and she said she enjoyed it, but she much prefers being behind the screen. I wanted to know from you, will we see Jib Dodger again, and would you want to see him as an action figure?
Oh my goodness. Definitely, I'll answer that part. Yes, definitely. And if they're not already flying off the shelves, they should be. But yeah, I mean, look, I think that's been a fun part. It started as like a little joke that turned into this real thing where it's like the directors were these X-wing pilots. And so for me, it was incredible because it was, the 7-year-old kid that, used to do this with his action figures. I'm actually an X-wing pilot myself. It was incredible. So yeah, I think if you squint, you might be able to see some familiar faces somewhere. So
Okay. I'll keep my eye open, but I gotta tell you, I'll buy a 3-pack
Okay.
of you, Sash Ketter, Jib Dodger, and Teeper Wolf, I think his name is. I
Trapper
can't
Wolf,
remember
yeah, I know.
Trapper
He
Wolf.
was,
I
yes.
would definitely want a 3-pack of you guys. Listen, Rick, this was an absolute blast. Thank you so much again for taking some time today. I'm looking forward to seeing season 3, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, man.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much, man. Take care.
All right, peace.
All right, bye-bye.
Katie, my name is Justin. It's an absolute honor to have you here today on the Geekcentric podcast. How are you today?
I'm so good. I'm excited to be here with you.
Oh, I'm excited to talk to you about this show. Let's kick things off by talking about your character, Bo-Katan. It's been a while since we've seen her from the animated series, and last season felt like almost a live action reintroduction to the character and a bit of a tease of things to come. And now it looks like season 3 is a full dive into this character. I wanted to know, in your own words, who is Bo-Katan at this point in the Star Wars galaxy?
Oh gosh. she comes with so much baggage and life. And I think at this point she is, she's not even a reluctant ruler. She has thrust herself into a position where she truly believes that she is the rightful ruler of Mandalore. And she takes on that stress and responsibility of thinking that she is going to reunite her people. And I think that at this point in her life, she's coming with such an ego. Especially at the end of last season. So we're going to find her in a very different place when we first see her. I think that she has had a rude awakening.
Well, you've done a great job of talking about it without spoiling anything, so I appreciate that.
It is a calculated thing. I have to think as I'm talking, and it's almost like staccato as I'm talking.
No, I got you. But no, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, yes, where we left off with Bo-Katan, the ego was present, the determination was present. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. Not to get a little personal, I recently, this past year, I actually saw you talk with a whole bunch of our other co-hosts on the channel at Fan Expo in Toronto here.
Yes.
And, you had spoken about, how your father was very much an influence in how you got into sci-fi. And I think you've actually been very vocal about how he was more so an introduction to Star Wars specifically. And I got to say, as a new dad to a baby girl, there's nothing more that I look forward to than sharing these stories with her one day. And I wanted to maybe get some advice. What do you think is the best way, or how would you go about introducing her to the world of Star Wars?
So I can tell you what we did with our daughter. So my daughter's a year old, and
Right.
I got her this Star Wars pop-up book that has all the characters of Star Wars in it. So she's just playing with them, and she's obsessed with Darth Maul, which scares me because I'm like, oh my God, she's going to be a demon. But she also loves Yoda, and she stops at Yoda. Right. And so she thinks that Grogu and Yoda are the same. And so she carries around her Grogu doll and then points to the book and is like, that's Yoda. So I think if you can find just one thing from all of the movies or the series or the animation that she loves that she can identify with, I think she'll love it. And then anything, I think truthfully for me when I was a kid, it was just doing things with my dad that we both loved, and he explained it to me and he let me talk through it and pause it and rewind, which back in the day that was a VHS, it took a while. So he would, I think that's just the most important thing is kids want to, when we're little, we like to enjoy the same things our parents do. It makes us feel close to them. So just do that.
Well, I that's some great advice, and I couldn't agree more. The way you talk about your father's influence so lovingly, I look forward to the day that my daughter would be able to talk about the same thing. So, Katie, this has been an absolute honor. Like I said, I can't believe I had the chance to talk to you and have you on the Geekcentric podcast. It's so great. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you in The Mandalorian Season 3.
I can't wait for you to see it. Congratulations on your baby. That's great.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
And we're back. Justin, I just have to start off by saying, what a lovely moment with Katie there. Seeing her eyes light up, the moment you brought up, her dad or her talking about her daughter and how they introduced her to Star Wars. That was just lovely.
Yeah, I as a sort of a personal thing, I remember when we went to Fan Expo with Meg and Darcy, we saw Katie talking, and she talked about her dad and how much he was an influence into how she got into sci-fi and specifically Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And I remember leaving that thinking that's the kind of relationship I want with my daughter. Knowing that my we were expecting a girl, and I just knew that I wanted to have that bond with her and be able to share the stories that I love with her. And I love the advice, you just need to do the things with her.
Yeah.
Spend the time with her, and naturally she's going to stay connected. She's going to connect with that. And I think that's that's just such a great overview piece of advice that, if you want your kids to really connect with what you love, share it with them, do it with them, and experience it with them. So I'm very much looking forward to the day that I can introduce Ellie to the galaxy far, far away, all things Star Wars. And I got to say, I'll probably be introducing her to the animated side first, get her introduced to Bo-Katan and understanding, the sense of strong women in Star Wars. And I think that, again, KATEE Sackhoff, she's pretty much defined Bo-Katan both in the animated and the live action, so she'll have the same sort of appreciation down the road as I do.
But I like the advice that she gave of also sort of having her maybe see what she gravitates towards, right? You do that thing like that I've seen in shows. I don't know how kids' brains work, but I've seen in shows where the therapists, they'll put like the different little things in front of them, and then they'll like gravitate towards one. So you just got to put a bunch of put a Jawa over here, put a little Grogu over here, put a little, I think it would be a lot of fun and to see sort of where she sort of leans towards.
For sure. And I think that, like you said, it's like choose your own adventure. We've had a little bit of experience with my nephew, but I know that KATEE, she has such pride, and such an honest relationship with her father. And I know that she is a new mother as well. She's talked about it in great detail. Even at Fan Expo here in Toronto, she was talking about that whole experience. And, it's nice, again, when you can find moments to connect with these actors or directors on a level that's more personal to them. I think my interview with Rick, right off the bat, I had to call out the fact that I would absolutely adore his movie Dope. Have you seen it? Have you seen Dope?
I've not, but you've been making me want to.
It is so great. Watch the trailer.
Okay.
It's absolutely fantastic.
It's dope.
It's dope. It literally is dope. And I remember when I heard that Rick was attached to being a part of The Mandalorian, that I was kind of intrigued by it, because his stories are very grounded. And again, most of what I knew of his filmmaking did come from Dope, and just this honest coming of age story. But I like that. I kind of threw that in there because I really just wanted to say, I love this movie. It was so good. And I think I found it at the right time in my life when I was really inspired by filmmaking, but was looking for something that was different. And that's very much what Dope is. It takes a lot of the traditional coming of age stuff, but kind of flips it on its head and makes it more relatable and grounded. I think he kind of I don't know if he was kind of surprised by that, because here we are talking about Star Wars, and the first thing I'm going to bring up is a movie from 2015 that he did. Right. So, again, it just goes to show, as Favreau said, it's the filmmakers that he chose for season 1, which Rick was part of that team, they weren't scared to jump in, both feet, to tackle the stories of Star Wars. And that's what excited him. And Rick has now worked on season 1, season 2, and here he seems to have more of an involvement with directing more episodes and even being updated to executive producer as well. So there's a lot more of an investment here on his part in the stories that we're about to experience with season 3.
Well, and it's interesting, bringing up Dope. I think Jon Favreau many times, in terms of some of the influence for Book of Boba Fett, and the sort of the narrative that happens with Grogu in that show, he's equated a lot of that inspiration from Paper Moon, which is a film from 1973, and it's got a very similar sort of idea or similar story to what happens there. And I think that's one of the best aspects about these series, is that we are getting so many different voices that are not only drawing from their themselves, but also their inspirations, right? Yes. And I think it's really, really cool. I think the fact that we get to see some of Rick's love of classic samurai cinema, obviously that fits so well within the Star Wars world, but then even getting to see him stretch his legs a little bit with the heist episode back in season 1. So I think it's fantastic. I love how he's getting to be that 7-year-old kid again, and getting to kind of dive into the world of Star Wars. I just, I will say, because as I mentioned earlier, we do have the Watch Club for Mando season 3 coming up. We got to be on Jib Watch, Jib Dodger Watch.
100%.
I think
Jib Dodger Watch. It begins as of episode 1.
Yeah, squint your eyes, he said.
Squint your eyes. You might see him. You might
He's
see
got
him
to
in
be
the background.
somewhere. He's got to be somewhere.
I would love it too if he somehow got Deborah Chow back on, and you see Dave Filoni. I'm telling you that would be a wicked 3-pack
Yeah.
Sell it at Celebration as a limited edition.
We'll all buy it. We've already bought it. I've already pre-ordered it.
I've already pre-ordered it in my mind. Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
All right. Well, listen, that is it for this Behind the Geeks episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to subscribe to us wherever you like to listen to podcasts on your podcast service of choice. And check out, these interviews. Not only are they audio format, but they also are in video format as well. So if you want to see KATEE Sackhoff's face light up and Justin's face light up at the same time, you can watch these interviews over again at youtube.com/Geekcentric. Also, you can check us out on TikTok and Instagram at We Are Geekcentric. We got some great TikToks going up. Justin's been doing a lot of really fun stuff there. So definitely check all that stuff out. Keep up with us. Justin, listen, say it with me. Love ya.
Peace.
This is the way.